Albo in Albany. On his 8th visit to our state this year, the Prime Minister touched down in the Great Southern region to announce a $2.4 billion upgrade to the national broadband network in regional WA households.
That an additional 1.5 million premises can be connected up to fibre-based NBN services.
The NBN will be expanding their services to a full fibre network, with Albany's current reliance on copper connections leaving residents frustrated with slower internet speed.
You need fibre-based broadband in order to deliver the high speeds that are required in order for people to work from home, in order for businesses to flourish and be connected up with their customers and clients around Australia and around the world.
Local Albany resident and business owner Mark Weller says the upgrade to the network creates more opportunities.
Being able to operate a business around the state from your own hometown is extremely exciting, and I think having our Prime Minister and our government being right behind us is just amazing.
Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said fixing 9 years of neglect on the NBN network service overnight is near impossible. But the Labor government is promising to deliver 21st century services to rural and remote areas ahead of Tuesday's budget.
You don't need to be an engineer or an expert to know that copper is not as good as fibre in carrying information across distances. Success.
Kate Forrester, ECU News, Albany. Mark Reddings knows he was very lucky to escape death when the blast first exploded at the Surrey nightclub.
We had one drink, and after that I suggested to the guys that we go to Paddy's, which was obviously sort of diagonally across the road.
But still in Coota, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, it was about a 15 metre, 20 metre walk, so it was really close. So we walked in there, my cousin Todd and his girlfriend went to the bar. I went back out to the front of the Surrey Club, and then as I walked back in, I sort of caught a glimpse of Todd and Charmaine sitting at the bar, and then the first bomb went off, which was the suicide bomber. So off the back of that, I was probably the last person to walk into Paddy's.
The sports reporter was on a family holiday. It quickly changed into the biggest story of his life.
Last Saturday was just a normal evening here at Coota Beach. Within seconds, we were rocked by an enormous explosion.
What impact did this event have on you, not as a journalist, but as a person?
Initially, I don't think it made me a better person, because perhaps I didn't see enough of a counsellor to go through the process of it. So probably initially not a better person, maybe short-tempered. And my wife said I was emotionally distant, which seems a bit strange. I was preoccupied with maybe just dealing with it internally instead of talking about it.
But Mark will not be thinking about himself today.
Just a massive explosion.
I will be thinking of them primarily, apart from anyone else, because they're the ones that are hurting far more than what I am. I'm one of the fortunate ones who are here to tell the story.
The enduring thought for me is actually on my left-hand side, running through, seeing people with blood across their shirt, on their face, people lying on the ground, obviously fatally wounded.
Damon Brimson was in the Surrey Club on the night of the explosions as part of the Kingsley Football Club end-of-season trip. 7 of the 20 teammates never made it home. 20 years on, the strength of the club still remains.
Just to reflect on the mates that we lost, and not just our mates, but the 202 people that passed away in Bali that year. But just for me personally, just to be with my wife and my kids that are my rocks through the whole lot, the last 20 years.
Kingsley's number 7 footy jumper has been retired in honour of teammates lost. Kate Forrester, ECU News. Well, what a beautiful few days we've had here in Perth. It is definitely a taste of what is to come in the next few weeks ahead of summer. Today, however, we've had partly cloudy conditions in Perth, with a high of 21 degrees and a low of 10, with winds reaching up to 27 kilometres an hour. It is currently 18 degrees here in Mount Lawley. Taking a look at today's satellite image, we can see bands of low-level clouds and thunderstorms over northern South Australia moving towards New South Wales. In the synoptic chart, we can also see a low pressure system over the bottom of Australia, which is pushing winds and rain easterly. There's a high pressure system over the west coast of Australia, meaning these dry days and warmer weather are likely to return. Across the country now, and the top end continues to stay in the 30s, with Darwin partly cloudy and 34. Over to the eastern seaboard, and Brisbane is experiencing storms and a top of 28.